We wanted to do a video with a quick shop tour and a little about our maker adventures. On this channel, we're going to work to bring you some cool content about making, woodworking, laser engraving, CNC machining, with some drone tech thrown in there. For the last 10 years, I made a living building websites for companies. I've always dabbled building stuff out of wood and metal, but mainly for our home projects and hobbies. Several years ago, my wife had a customization business where she worked with dye sublimation, print, vinyl, and even some light sandblasting. As her business grew, so did the need for space. So we moved into a brick and mortar shop on the square in our little town of Mexico, Missouri. My wife wanted a better way to engrave things and talked me into looking at CNC machine. Our first one was an X-Carve, which made a lot of product for us, but it wasn't great engraving on some items and couldn't do round items at all. We soon realized we needed a separate machine that would allow us to engrave on round objects by using a rotary. Then the pandemic hit. Her business that relied heavily on weddings, car shows, and other events went to zero. Luckily, our lease was up and running month to month, so we moved everything home to regroup. During this time, we launched a couple of Kickstarter campaigns selling dice towers and trays for gamers. We had some decent success selling 2 versions of this, and it paid a lot of bills during a very slim financial time. Later that year, we started to sell more online through our website and mainly Facebook. Then we found a local farmer's market. Honestly, that first year we sold more to market in a few months than we would have through our shop uptown. You know the old saying, traffic, traffic, traffic. We'll be doing a separate video on selling products using multiple venues later on, so this little hobby suddenly turned into a real business. We took most of the profit and started investing in better tools. Not sure that I'll ever be done buying tools. Collecting tools is kind of a sickness for me. But anyway, as we grew, we got a lot bigger and better equipment, and we ran into another problem. We were now out of room. I had all 3 bays of our garage packed. Some days I had to move tools outside to use them so I could move around the shop. I was so over it, but then an opportunity struck. In our little community, there are lots of great and talented people that love working together to help each other. I was told over lunch one day, hey, I have some space in the basement of our shop. The only catch is you have to clean it out and build out what you want. So we worked out the details, and in January of this year, we begun that process, getting the new shop ready. We needed to build out walls in our space, but lumber was an all-time high. Luckily, another business owner we work with had some leftover construction materials and offered to help with the build-out to speed things up. We took him up on this offer. Unfortunately, we didn't film much of the construction of the shop. It was a challenge as nothing was square or flat. The floors sloped, the ceilings were pretty wonky, but 9-foot ceilings actually help. This video will be one of those few times you will see some of the less pretty stuff. I am of course jealous of all the beautiful shops I see out on YouTube, but ours works for us. Over time, we will work on better tool organization and workflow, but for now, we're still figuring a lot of that out. As we were working on building out the shop, the I-beams in the building construction just kept making me think that I was in the belly of a warship or a bunker somewhere. From that, we decided to call our shop The Bunker, a safe place we can hunker down and just create. The benefit of setting up in an existing factory environment is electrical options. It has everything I'll ever need up to 480 volts. After getting the walls in place, we finished hanging lights, and it's bright enough to do surgery in there. I'll have a link below to the lights we used. I hung French cleats to hang tools on later so they could be painted at the same time as the walls. We then went through and scraped the old cement walls, wire brushed, vacuumed the ceilings and the floors. A buddy came in with his paint gun and we shot the whole thing with paint. Man, what a difference light colored walls make. We built a clean room of sorts where the laser and the main shop computer lives. We also do finishing work in there. We placed a window in the room which not only makes the room feel bigger, but allows me to glance out at this running CNC in the main shop area. So after a couple months of part-time work, we were finally ready to move in. I also only had 2 weeks until our first farmer's market opened, so I had to scramble to get set up in producing products. Fast forward 3 weeks into the market season, and I hurt my back. Bad. So bad, in fact, I had to pull out of the market until fall so I could heal. The silver lining, I guess, is I'll finally have more time to work on videos because I'm limited as to what I can do in the shop currently. While I'm healing and having to learn more patience because I have to, I've slowed down and am working on some new product designs. I will take one of the grandkids over every so often and pay them to help put things away. we still aren't unpacked completely in the shop. After a couple hours, we switch over and make a project for them. It's been a blessing to spend time with them when I'm not under the gun to produce product, and hopefully we're instilling some knowledge in them at the same time. We have lots more to do in the shop, which we'll cover in future videos. Things like dust collection, a sanding station, tool organization and jig making, and of course our tips and tricks on CNC laser and basic woodworking. If this sounds like something you would enjoy, we would love for you to subscribe to the channel. If this video has been entertaining or helpful, we'd appreciate a comment below. All that stuff helps us grow on YouTube. So till next time, keep on making.